The next product, I will tell you, I know your reaction might be the same reaction I had when I first saw this product. It's a sponge. And you're like, okay, a sponge. What's the big deal about a sponge? I want you to listen. I'm going to tell you what the big deal is about the sponge. First of all, it's a customer pick with 487 reviews, and it's a 4.7 out of 5 stars. Here is a dramatization of your regular cellulose sponge that scoops up all that bacteria and, yes, grease and grime, but also salmonella, black mold, staph, and how it basically multiplies. And you ever smell that sponge? Now, with the Debbie Meyer GeniusSponge and Scrubber, it actually inhibits the growth of mold and bacteria in and on the sponge for the life of the sponge. Now, also, there's also a money element to this, because this one of the Debbie Meyer Genius Sponges lasts as long as 15 of the cellulose sponges. So for this amount of sponges, you would have to buy 180 of the cellulose sponges. Now you get a scrubby side on one and the super moisture absorbent on the other. And it is, when we say sponge, it's like a sponge, on steroids, like multiplied by a ton, because it really is so much more absorbent than your regular cellulose sponge. And what I think one of the amazing features is how it actually inhibits the growth of mold and bacteria in and on the sponge. For the whole life of the sponge. It lasts up to 15 times longer than a comparable cellulose sponge, and it also holds 40 times more water. But what you're looking at now is what I think is the amazing part, because shown in an independent lab test to inhibit the growth of bacteria and mold on the sponge itself, it offers reduced potential for harboring and transferring bacterium and mold, and it's shown to be effective against staph, E. coli, salmonella, and black mold. So the second picture you're seeing is the Debbie Meyer Genius Sponge, where yes, you might scoop up something and there might be some salmonella, but on the sponge, it's going to go away. I mean, it's really safety-wise, money-wise, and also, I like the idea that you're getting a dozen of them, because sponges are the kind of things where, okay, it's time to get a new sponge. Put it on the grocery list. Now, in the meantime, you're using that, your old sponge that really should have been thrown away months ago, but you're still using it because you forgot to pick it up. You're getting a dozen of them. And since they last 15 times longer than a regular cellulose sponge, maybe you keep 10, you give 5 away to your mom, your dad, your cousin, your sister, your neighbor. And it's one of these neat things. I tell you, when people come over to my house, they know I work here, they're like, okay, what's new? What's the coolest thing you ever got? This is one of those items. And by the way, we have a limited number. We've got them today at a sale price, $18.95. These, usually a dozen of them are $27.95. And they're a customer pick, almost a perfect 5-star customer pick at that price. So today, we're not only paying for your shipping and handling, we're giving you a sale price. And the shipping and handling was almost $4, $3.95. So this is quite a deal. This is what your regular sponge looks like up close. Bacteria, mold, salmonella, delicious, right? You're washing your dishes with it. The Debbie Meyer Genius Sponge is shown in independent lab tests to inhibit the growth of bacteria and mold on the sponge itself. So here's an example of the Debbie Meyer Genius Sponge with the scrubber. And you get 12, and it's on sale today, and it has free shipping and handling, and you've got flex pay, so it's $9.48 to get home a dozen of the Debbie Meyer Genius Sponges. Now, this is one of these items where when I was going through my show, I looked through everything that I have, and I made a note to myself, buy this. You've got to buy the Genius Sponges. Something that you're gonna use anyway, but now we've got a dozen of them, so you're gonna save money, and it's a better product than a regular cellulose sponge. Item number 346507.